Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing a wee comparison video. I want to see how all these different applications for nail foil works. So I'm going to be using the same foil. This is one of my cheaper ones from AliExpress. It's just a rainbow one that I've had for a while. I've used it for dabbing with but never full coverage. So the ones we're going to check out, and we'll be doing it in order going along, so I'll know which one's which. So we're going to try the Makartt foil glue that Karina kindly sent me. Thank you so very much, my darling. We're also going to use the Born Pretty one. Now it says colour coat, but it is not a colour coat. It's the foil gel, I promise. I'm going to use this one that I've been using for a while, Miss Cheering, and I don't think it's working properly. I don't know if it's an age thing, because it did work. Used to work great. I'm going to use a base coat, the sticky layer of a base coat. This is Model 1's. And I'm also going to use my original Star Glue. So we're going to paint this one on first because this needs to air dry. Background noise today, you may well hear other videos playing because I'm trying to catch up on some of my girls' videos. I've been very lazy with watching YouTube over the last wee while, so I'm trying to catch up. I also have Jonathan next door on the PlayStation, shooting people, and if they don't die, he's kind of getting a bit upset with them. So, sorry for any bad language that we may have. Right, so let's put that aside for the time being. Now, I'm just going to give them all one decent coat, put them in the lamp for 1 minute, let them cure, and bring them out, and we're going to try the... Sorry about that. But I don't know whether to do them one at a time because people say you need to do it while they're still warm. So, right, okay, we'll do that. Well, let's start with the Makartt one. And we'll give it a good layer. I don't want it too thick, obviously, but I want to make sure that it's covering the whole nail. So we'll give it a good coverage. These have all had 2 coats of the Beetles white polish, and then they've all been top coated. So they're all starting with an even playing field. Okay, let me put this one in. 60 seconds, I'll be back when it cures. Okay, we're back. And I'm not going to touch anything up. We're literally just going to put the foil on, press it down, and what it covers, and what it doesn't, that will be its final result for that product. So I'm going to get my silicone tool, which I will do with them all, and just give it a wee rub. I just hope they're all secure on their stands today, because I could see me getting crabby if they keep falling off. Okay, so that's the Makartt. It's not the best. So let's now try the Born Pretty. As I say, I'm not touching it up. What it is what it is. Okay, I haven't actually tried this one for foil yet because when it got delivered, Karina then sent me the Makartt one, and that's the one I've been using for the bits and bobs that I need. But I'm also trying to use up the Miss Cheering one because I don't like waste, and it is working a wee bit. So if I'm just using foils for dabbing, you know, just touching rather than full coverage, I'm using that Miss Cheering one because I don't want to waste it. Okay, we'll be back. Okay, it's cured. Again, we're just going to do exactly the same thing and dump the foil on and give it a rub. Now you can see that those bits are missing because they were creased, so it should have the same effect on them all because I've used the same tips, just cut the edges off them a wee bit, make them a bit shorter. So if it's going to do it with one, it'll probably do it with all of them with those creasing because the shape of the nails are all the same. So I'm trying to make this as fair as possible. That's that one. Oops. Again, not perfect. But with foil like this, it could be easily touched up. So I'm not too worried. Okay, let's try the Miss Cheering one. If I can stop knocking things over. Right, see, as I say, this one's almost done, so I'm going to have to tip it up to get some on the brush. That's better. This one only works when it wants to. I feel like it must be a girl, because it has mood swings. Oops, also has a bit of glitter in it. It's not a huge deal. There we go, a nice covering of that. And we'll be back when it's cured. And we're cured. I wish I could say that about the coronavirus. Sorry, that was a really bad joke there. I apologise, that wasn't in good taste at all. Yeah, they all seem to be creasing in the same place, so I'm not too worried about the missing parts. We will attempt to touch them up at the end of the experiment, but for the time being I just want to see how they cover with the first go with a foil, because it's not always easy to line them back up if you're using a patterned foil. So I just want to see how they go with full coverage. Yeah, see this one, it really doesn't want to play ball with me anymore. I got a good run with it, so let's try the base coat. And as I say, I'm going to cure it for the minute, because that's what you would normally do with a base coat, is cure it for a full minute. Most of the time. So, oh no, there's a bit missing there. That's the good thing about having that daylight lamp above the workspace. It shows up if I've missed any bits with polishing. There we go. Okay, same again. Get a wee rub. And then get the silicone too. Oh, no, see that's not sticking at all. At all. Right, let's try that again, but we'll cure it for 30 seconds this time and see what happens. It doesn't want to be cured for a full minute. I'm not sure exactly how sticky the sticky layer is with the Model 1's base coat. Okay, let's try this again. No, it's just moving a bit on the base coat, so I think we can say that that's probably a fail. So we'll leave that one alone. Let me check this one. No, that could be doing a wee bit longer. So what I'm going to do is go back and see how easy it is to touch these up. I'm going to use the other side of the foil so we can see the different colours. Yeah, it's not that easy to touch up. I'm trying to move the foil about as much as I can because there's no point using the same bit that hasn't stuck previously. Okay, so that's the Micarta one. That wasn't easy to touch up at all. Neither was the Born Pretty. And the Miss Cheering one is also not very easy to touch up with. And obviously I'm going to top coat that because that would be good to use for future demos. So we'll just top coat that. Look what I did to my brush. Right, and hopefully the Star Blue one should be dry. Dry enough to use anyway. Seems to be, so let's give it a go. And I'm not using the bit that I tried to use for the base coat. I'm coming down a bit. Let's see. Oops. Okay, let's try that again. No, I don't think the star glue was dry enough. No, it's just stuck into it. Okay. That was probably my fault. I probably didn't leave it long enough. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try again with that one that I've just done. That I've just top coated. We're going to try again. Put this one to the side and not use that. So this one here, I'm going to do this again so that it's fair. I don't want to use that one. Start with the same gel polish. It's been top coated, so it's the same starting point as all the other ones. Right. So I'm going to go and watch a couple of YouTube videos till this dries, and then I'll be back. Okay, so this should be dry now. So let's give it a go. Where's my tool? There's my tool. There we go. Oops. That hasn't worked very well at all, has it? Now, we're going to do the second part of this experiment with a better quality foil. This is one I got from Nail Stamping Queen. It's a bit thicker. I'm going to do it in a different colour just for a wee bit of variety. I'm going to paint some nails black instead, and we're going to try it with this. Better quality, slightly more expensive, obviously. And maybe it's just the AliExpress foil that's crap and not any of these. So let's find out. So for this one, I've taken away the base coat. I'm not going to use that because it was obviously completely useless with the last one. So what I'm going to do is try it just on the tacky layer of the polish. This is the Beetles black polish. I don't actually like it, if I'm completely honest. It's more a watery grey, but it's fine for under foils or pigments. So we're going to try it on the tacky layer and see how we got on with that. If it works at all. Again, this foil is slightly thicker, so it should have maybe a slightly different reaction to everything we use. But it looks it, it's working not too bad on the tacky layer. So now that would be okay for like intermittent foiling, but for full coverage it's pretty rubbish. So I'm going to leave that there just now, and I'm going to top coat the rest of these ones, and I'll be right back. Okay, here we go. So we're going to do the same thing again. Start with the Macart. Put a decent but not thick layer on, just to make sure the nail is covered, edge to edge. Cuticle to tip. It's got quite a, it's not strong, you can only smell it when you hold it right up to your nose, but it's just the typical gel smell really. Okay, we're cooked. Let's just do the same again. See how we get on. Give it a good rub. You can take a clean cotton pad or lint-free wipe and rub it over instead of using a silicone tool. That would work as well. Now obviously there's creases in this, so I'm not going to count that as not covering the nail because there is creases. But look at that. So that's the Macart one. Let's try the Born Pretty. Maybe if I had a decent amount on my brush to cover the nail, that would be helpful. Can you hear Vicky in the background? I'm watching on Mother's Day collab. A reverse stamping is on point, by the way. Okay, I'm going to stick that in for a minute and we'll be back. Okay. I'm trying to spread it out as much as possible so I get as little creases as possible. But I am going to have creases in it, so I'm not going to worry about that too much. Because if you were doing it on yourself out on an actual nail or on a client, you would touch it up. I'm just not touching it up for the purpose of this experiment. That's not too bad either. Pretty damn good. Okay, let's do the mis-cheering stuff. So for all people can say all foil's the same, blah blah blah, they all get it for the same place. It isn't. Some of the really cheap foils, they're just utter crap and they don't work. I know this is not the most scientific testing, but I think it's scientific enough for us to know that it's the foil at fault and not the application. Okay. And guess what I forgot to do? I forgot to put the star glue one on first so it could be drying. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint the layer of star glue on, and then I'm going to go and have a 5-minute smoke break down the stairs, and when I come back it should be dry. And we'll be able to see it easier on the black to make sure it's dry. Sorry about that. Not so good. Not so great. So as you can see, this is clear, there's no white left, so it's dry. So let's do this. Exactly the same method. Looks like it's going to work fine as well. Again, we will ignore the creases. At the moment, that's probably one of the best. So, that's the results of that. So I'm going to tidy all this up and we'll be back to do a conclusion. Okay, so here we are. In my opinion, this is going from the best to the worst. And I'm not saying they're bad, they just didn't perform as well as this end. The star glue is only placed in this position because you've got to wait for it to dry. It's really good in every other aspect. But obviously if you're in a salon environment or you're working on clients from home or whatever, time is of the essence, time is money. So these two, I couldn't really split them, they were both fabulous. So I would say if you're going to buy one of these two, but this one you get 15 mils in here, and this one you only get, looks like probably about 7 mils maybe. So that is my experiment for applying nail foils. What do you think? Have you got a better method? Is there something else that you use that you could recommend to us all? Let me know down in the comments. My shout outs for today are for Vicky over at Glitter Sparkle Nail Design. Her and her hubby have a business selling glitters. They're gorgeous, by the way. So check out their channel, which is also on Instagram and Facebook. I will try and remember to leave links below. Also, my next shout out is for Just Jo Nail Addict. This woman's talent is immense. She's taught herself how to do acrylic, and honestly, she's amazing. I love her work. I love watching her. Go over and have a wee look. Subscribe if you're not already. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.